Yeah. Hi. Hey everyone. So I said I would make a video about how I am doing as a streamer, and just giving you guys a checkup on how I'm doing. Because I usually say that I'm, doing great and stuff like that. And a lot of the times I'm not. First of all, I'm just gonna get the elephant out of the room. No, I'm not quitting. Don't worry. I have no intention on doing that. But I do have to address some things. So recently, I've noticed that as someone who has been doing this for quite a bit now, actually even longer than my rebrand. I used to always be a viewer, a Twitch viewer when it came to watching streamers and stuff like that. And then until now, where you see me as a full-fledged VTuber, and that has been a quite the change. Now, first of all, do I hate what I look like? No, God no. I think I'm a pretty average-looking guy. I'm nothing too fancy. People know what I look like. I look like a fifth grade history teacher that hates their job, kind of. Look, how like the bald head kind of ish, and I don't really care though. I really don't care. I just enjoy what I'm doing right now, and that's what counts. So, one thing I can address is that I've noticed my viewership has been all over the place. So, recently I've been doing insane numbers that I've never thought I'd actually reach without any kind of raids or anything like that of the sort. And that's amazing because I've always wanted to do something like this and be able to share that love to other streamers that are, you know, 1, 2 viewers. They've been working really hard. They've been trying their very best, and so it is something special to them. Um, some people are probably saying, "Well, hey, you've been getting like 8 to 12 to 20 to 30. There shouldn't be an excuse." And it's not an excuse. It's not. What I am as a person is I've always wanted to strive to be the best I can for people. I always want to take what I have and lead by example of what you can do as a person. But there's always going to be fears of people getting bored of you, people that don't want to really, they see the same stuff that you see all the time, and they move on. They go to someone that's more entertainment, and I get that. As someone who's very limited to what they can do, as currently right now, uh, you know, just being high energy. I mean, I'm 35. I'm not getting there. I'm still young, but my energy is, it has to be low. Um, in all honesty, it's very hard for me to laugh. A lot of the times, I would just fake laugh because I just don't want people to think I'm just some, boring person that doesn't laugh at all. When I was a kid, it was already hard for me to laugh at anything. Jokes I would not understand because I was always sheltered pretty hard. My mom didn't really want me to go places, even though, I mean, we did go places. Um, it was, it wasn't, it wasn't their fault. It just being that I'm hemophiliac, and it's already difficult enough to is that a long time ago it was hard for me to make friends. I had friends, but not many. And I'll get to that point in a moment. So when I was younger, I had people tell me, "Oh, you know, they will always be my friend," or they would always do these things for me, and they would even promise me exactly what they would do for me. Unfortunately, that never happened. They kind of just went away, and at first it hurt. It was something that I kind of expected because I didn't think it's like, yeah, of course. Someone could say, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely do that for you," and never do it. Because to be honest with you, when I think about that, um, and then they don't say anything about it later, either people that forget a lot easily, I've always found that they weren't really interested on doing it in the first place. Especially when people are interested in me. They're not really interested in me. They just said it because it was a spur of the moment. They were in good spirits. They felt good about themselves, but they would never fall through. And I mean, that happens with my streams too. Some, people I've seen or stuff like that would say, "Hey," I mean, I've had DMs where people say, "Oh yeah, I'll support you in any other way, whatever the case may be," and then they'll never do it. They'll just kind of, and I would always say, "Sure, sure." That's probably a lie, because to be honest with you, you're probably just in a good mood and you're able to say anything you want. But to fall through with it is what would really makes me respect them as a person, just for not for what they would do for me, just the fact that they're actually doing it. Because in this kind of world, there's a lot of people that just say those things and then they just don't do it, and it becomes annoying. And so, not to say that that's been happening frivolently, or like consistently, but I have seen it here and there, and I have been around the same, viewership and stuff like that, which is perfectly fine. I know that I've just rebranded not even a year and a half ago, so there's still lots of time. And I've actually done previous streams before and just my old name that I've had since like 2001. But at one point, I want to grow. I want to do more, and I need your help. I need everyone's help, because it's not easy as someone who's, one, limited to what they can do, but two, having people that want to help but then they never do is actually more of an obstacle, because I don't know who's being truthful and who's lying and doesn't care about me. I am now a kind of person that if you don't respect me, I don't want to have anything to do with you. I don't want to have that, because that is negative energy that I do not need in my life. I will cut you out of my life as quick as the Flash. I cannot stand people that promise you the world and then either they fall through it or they do worse. And that's just how I am. So people that don't know me, this is a little bit about me too. But recently, I have had a wonderful, wonderful amount of support from a lot of good people. And I'm not saying that what I just said previous, that's it. No. There's been some, just after my mom with her dental bills being pretty much paid for, to the $1,040 charity that we had for Starlight Children's Foundation was absolutely amazing. And then some has been astonishing. Though, mind you, it has been one or two people with a whole lot of money, and been able to just drop most of it compared to some of the people that I actually that I know that usually does it. They weren't able to, which is fine. Like, I mean, not everyone's going to, be able to help out and say, oh, here's $100. But the people who did, you guys are champs. Thank you. For the people who did lend an ear during that charity event, thank you. And for the people who said they were going to do it and didn't, to be honest with you, I'm disappointed. And sometimes I can be very disappointed in some people when it comes to things like that, especially the people that say that they want to help and they don't, because they forget. That's just to me, to be completely honest with you, is just an excuse to say, I just didn't really care, or I was just too lazy. I could have wrote it down somewhere and been able to do it, put in a message, but then there's some people with excuses that actually are legitimate. So I can't just, pass judgment on every single person. But I just want you guys to know is that I love you guys for what you've done. I am very thankful for where I am right now. And yes, it can suck that even like the last couple of streams I've had kind of, very low numbers. Not as the usual. And a lot of people have come up to me and say you shouldn't think about that. And it's not the viewer count that I'm worried about. It's the people that want to support me, that want to like help me, that I know for a fact want to help me, but they're not, because I'm not a priority, which is perfectly fine. But you guys have to understand, I want to take my fame, if I ever have any, and put it to other people, other streamers that are also struggling, just like some of my friends, because I know they're watching this right now and saying, man, he's actually talking about something like this when he's got more viewers than me all the time. No, I want to use this platform, this community, as a beacon to help others. That was the whole point. I want to talk to people. I love talking to people. When my chat dies, I get sad and I don't know what else to do. And I know the people that are there watching me would do that. And I know it's difficult to not come up with the topics, but there's ways to actually do that. When I raid someone, 9 times out of 10, there's a moment where I start chatting with people. I start chatting with the streamer. And I am even after a stream, and even though I say that, I don't usually watch as much anymore, because as soon as I'm done streaming, I'm done. I want to just take it easy, right? I know there's people that stream 8 hours every day. I don't know how they do it, but it's insane. My mental state can't really take it. But and I used to have a very big inspiration, but that's gone, and I have a new inspiration, and that's with you guys. And being able to talk to streamers, and then streamers telling me that they had such a wonderful time with me, that I've been active. Like, there's some chats, and some of you people know that are watching this right now that I have rated you with. You know how I can be talkative, and they feel happy. Their chat feels active. There's so many things, and I wish a lot of the times now. There's a couple of people. I'm not gonna shout out their names or anything like that. There's a couple of people that do in my chat, and sometimes I can't actually respond to it because I'm so focused, which, again, I apologize. I know you guys are trying to, chat. But one of the best things is some of the people that are in there chat to my chat, and you guys are having a conversation in there, and it's absolutely amazing because it keeps everything active. As soon as that's gone and the chat's dead, it's mostly lurkers, and in a way, to me, it's boring. I appreciate the lurkers and the support, but the real, true supporters are the ones who chat, that come up with some ideas, say, hey, what do you think of this? Or use the channel points and do certain things like that to interact with the streamer, which I do with other streamers. And then they have a lot of fun, and they say, thank you so much for just making my chat active. And when I get people like that, I usually say thank you to them. Sometimes I'll give them a gift sub or something like that for just being a supportive person, because I like people like that give me that kind of, enjoyability. Because why would I stream? Why would I stream at all if no one's going to be chatting to me? And now at the start of when you started, of course, that's not going to happen. You have to have the mentality that there's no one going to be there. There's no one's going to be chatting. That's the fact. But if you have friends, family that are willing to come in and help out, that's fantastic, because that is the first step on getting viewers. Because once you start getting up there, people will then start seeing you, and then followers come in, and then consistent chatters come in, which is also another problem. People that follow, sometimes they'll say hi, and then sometimes they just, most of the time they just say hello, or not even at all, and then just follow and then gone. There's no chatting. Though there's a rare occasion where some people that have been watching me for a long time finally, they broke their silence, and they were able to feel comfortable with me, which is amazing. And I'm glad I could do that for them. I'm glad I could do that for many people that told me the stories about how I have been able to help them with their life. And I'm not a therapist. If you need to see a therapist, please go see a therapist. But it's just it's so heartwarming. And another reason why, for people who don't know, I'm going to be taking a break from VR chat. I'm going to be making changes after VR chat comes back. I'm probably going to limit the amount of people in my bar, because when people don't have anything much to say, things get memed up. People are running around like, let's say children, and it's just, one thing after another. It's fun after a while, but sometimes I just want to have, someone like, for example, Rebel, a good friend of mine who does talk shows. He has 1 or 2 people, or maybe more, and he sits down with them. There's no one talking. It's just 2 people, 3 people chatting up with the host and getting to come up with topics or things like that. And actually, from what he does, is actually a very great idea. He has this thing where he has a forum and uses that forum to get questions and stuff like that. And so it is very important, um, in that regard, where I think to myself, this is a great idea, and I have some great people that are currently helping me with topics, and eventually we want to do I want to do a podcast. So that is also something that is coming up down the pipe. But I just want you guys to know, for the people that, don't talk or anything like that, I get there's not much to say. But when people in my bar especially start moving around, start, yelling or doing all these spamming memes and not really kind of just sitting down and just talking about some real things every week, because I don't like to use it every single day, because then topics are, dry. There's nothing else to talk about, right? But when we have a whole week to figure out what we can do together, when I scramble up with something, I mean, I'm lazy too, don't get me wrong. I have that situation with myself. But I when things kind of get out of hand, and then things that kind of like my brain gets a little bit overwhelmed, and then even though I'm talking to probably tens of hundreds of people sometimes, I mean, I've seen active chatters, I've seen, like, I mean, those come and go, but one of the biggest concerns is actually in my bar. So I just wanted you guys to know, I'm going to be limiting people from here on in. If you can't, and I don't mean to be rude, it's just because it's not wanting to come out road, but if you can't find anything to say or talk about that could help benefit, like just getting people active, then it's just gonna be, why be there, right? I mean, you're there to hang out with me, okay, great, but you see me off stream hanging out. I need serious people. I want this to connect with a lot of people. And don't get me wrong, when we do fun things, that'll happen in other streams and whatnot. I don't mind. By all means, I don't mind when people start shit posting or memeing or whatever the case may be. It's perfectly fine. But at certain points, it's starting to become a repetitive thing, and I don't want people spamming, soundboards and things all the time, because a lot of the times I don't even understand it, and I'm just wondering, okay, yeah. And like I said, it's not like I have no problem with it a lot of the times, but when it happens consistently, so, and you guys know who you are, so you guys need to tone it down. But I'm looking to kind of do what Rebel does, and what I had done at the beginning, is have people talk with each other, talk about current situations, talk about all sorts of great things. That's what I want. And I've got a few people that are willing to help with that, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Because it helps go a long way for what I do. And I, again, can't thank you enough for that. But that's pretty much it. I've burned myself out in a way with VR chat. There is going to be, it will come back, but I, again, will limit how many people come into the bar. If you want to be active with me, then by all means, come into the chat, type with me. But for the squad thing, I'll invite people in for that. And then you guys can come into the bar at the end of the night after I'm done, and then, do their thing. Because, I mean, the energy needs to be there a little bit too. I mean, we're going to all, we're all there. It's all good fun. But I do want some time during my hours to just, you're at a bar, you're having a drink, you're talking to people, and, it is, important. So I really want you guys to know is I love you all, but things need to change, and it affects me too. I want to see active chatters. I really I want to talk to more people. I love the socializing. When I get to change people's lives or shake, stir, and make a difference, it means a lot to me in that regard. I know this is a long video, but if you've watched through the entire thing, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And sometimes I ramble, and I know I kind of cut through so much, but that's pretty much it. So Sorry. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, the people that support me. And there's gonna be more to come, and I know we're all gonna have fun. I hope to see all my regulars as usual, and I hope you guys understand is that I want to find ways to do things, but I need your help. And when I've had people tell me, oh, I'll clip this and I'll clip that, or of course I want you to be successful and I'll do these things for you, and they never do and they forget. Basically makes me lose faith in those types of people and trust, and I don't want that, because then I know they're not serious about me, and I don't want people like that in my life. I don't want fakers, I guess you can say. I want people that are serious, just like some of my mods that are serious about my work and my career. So again, thank you so much for watching. I will continue more. We'll be back in the bar tomorrow, and after that I've got a lot to do with you guys, and I can't wait for that. Again, thank you to all of my supporters. Thank you to everyone that helped out with the charity, and you know who you are, and people that are trying to make an effort to keep things in the chat, clip stuff for me, all those kind of things. Be true to yourself. If you say you want to do something for someone, go through with it. Don't just kind of say it and say I forgot, because that's not good, and it's not cool for them, because again, it just makes them feel like they're not worth it, and they're just yeah. Anyways, I'm done. It's 21 minutes, and that is it. I love you all. I know, again, it's not about the view count. It's just I want activity. I want to see that. I'm gonna keep doing it, as annoying as it may be and demotivating as it can be. But I know I've got a lot of people that are out there, a lot of streamer friends. Oren, you know who you are. I know you saw responded on my Twitter, and I appreciate it, my friend. Congratulations on your 1,000 followers too. That's amazing. And if you're watching this, and yeah, guys, I will see you in the next video, and hopefully it'll be a lot more positive and loving, which hopefully, this wasn't too depressing for people. But yeah, that's it. All right, guys, have yourself a good night, and yeah, I'll see you in the next stream. Bye bye.